Hello again, everyone. My name is Marianne Paternity. I am the book group coordinator here at the Darien Library. December has rolled around faster than we might have ever expected, and this is the time of year when we look back at some of the best books of the past year. Today we have Jen Dayton with us, who is our head of collection development, with her picks for 2014. Let's go, Jen.
All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. This is my, actually the top 10, but we're only doing 5 this time around. You'll have to come back for the other 5. We're going to start it off with a work of nonfiction, Perfectly Miserable. I loved this book. Sarah Payne Stewart had a house in Westchester, and she decided after the birth of her children that she really wanted to take them back to Concord, Massachusetts, and give them the upbringing that she herself had. What she then does is sort of brilliant, really. She compares her modern day existence to the existence of the Alcotts, Thoreau, all the great thinkers that lived in Concord, which you would think would be dry and really boring, but they were a whole world of crazy you can't even begin to wrap your brain around. This is a lot of fun. There's a lot of meat to chew on here for anybody that ever wanted to go home and give their children what they once had. We love this book. Perfectly Miserable, Sarah Payne Stewart. The other book that we love, and we're so happy to report is on almost everybody's best of list this year, is Euphoria by Lily King. You all know how wild we are for Lily at the library. We love the way she writes. She's brilliant, and this time she took a total departure from anything she's ever done, and she examines a very thinly veiled fictionalized account of Margaret Mead's time in Samoa, which ended up having a love triangle. Beautifully written, hot and steamy, lots to meat to chew on for your book group. We love Lily King, and we're so happy she's seeing the success she so richly deserves. David Nichols' Us was longlisted for the Booker. I love David Nichols. He is very funny and very smart at the same time, which is not always an easy thing to do. In Us, he looks at the life of a married couple. They're about to go on the grand tour with their teenage son who just graduated from high school. And his wife rolls over in bed one night and says, "Honey, you know what? I think this whole marriage thing isn't working out for us." And then they take the grand tour. And the husband looks back on their relationship over the last 20 years, how they courted, how they fell in love, how they married, the birth of their son. It's one of the happiest, saddest endings you're going to read all year. Think it's sort of me before you kind of ending. But there's a lot to chew on here too, and it's wonderful. Great book about relationships between husband and wife, lovers, sons, children. It's all great. All with the backdrop of Europe. What is Visible? I know you're probably sick of hearing me talk about this. This is the best book that nobody is reading. I don't think it's made any best of lists this year, but it's the story of Laura Bridgman, who was the most famous woman in America because she was the first woman who was taught how to communicate when she herself had lost all of her senses with the exception of the sense of touch. It's a beautiful book. It's put out by 12. 12 only does 12 books a year. The 12 that they do are quality and wonderful, and there's so much to talk about here for your book group. I can't recommend this one highly enough.
My book group is about to read this book, and I'm going to report back next month.
I'm excited.
Or the month after.
I'm excited.
To tell you what
I'm excited for
the reaction was.
I have 2 favorites of the year. They're tied for first. It's very Sophie's Choice. Don't ask me to choose. But All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr is so absolutely wonderful. It tells the story of a young blind girl growing up in Paris with her father. And it also tells the story of an orphan boy in Germany who's a radio whiz. You know their lives are going to intersect. You know it's probably going to be December 6, 1944. But you don't know how exactly that's going to work. This is genius. The book it's a beautifully laid out book. He really put his heart and soul into it. It took him 10 years to write. They edited out, I think, maybe half of it, so what you see here is only half of what he wrote. It's wonderful, and I know people have World War II fatigue, but trust me, this one is worth the read. And that's what I've got for this month.
This has been one of the most popular books in the library for both book groups and general readers. We can't keep it on the shelf, really.
We can't. So that's it. That's what we've got.
Come back next month for another exciting 5 titles. See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.